welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and if you're new here, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to Avon Neo's channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk about disability, but also about like how much things cost as a disabled person, because I feel like a lot of people, especially able-bodied people, don't really understand how expensive being disabled is, or what goes into disabled expenses. So I'm going to show you all the things I use in a day-to-day basis, which will include my chairs and stuff, and how much they all cost, and how I pay for everything. And I would love for you guys to share your resources down in the comments below. I think that would be a great way to sort of like end this video off, is to share resources. I can only tell you about my experience and about the things that I use and the resources that I found, but everyone's coming from a different place, so if everyone could share their resources, that would be wonderful. This is my manual chair. It's a Quickie GPV, and honestly I don't know what GPV actually is or stands for, but this is a still rigid frame chair, and it's honestly it's an older model, and you can tell by how heavy it is. This chair weighs about 30 pounds, and we'll get to how I acquired this chair in a bit. But I just wanted to talk a bit about manual wheelchairs and how much they cost. So if you're looking just to buy like a regular manual wheelchair, they can cost anywhere from, and I mean like any sort of like folding chair, like any chair that you find at like a hospital or any sort of folding chair, they can start from $200 and go up from there. And those chairs, like, I wouldn't recommend if you're planning on commuting. Like, if you have a busy lifestyle and you bus and you want to like go here and there and all around in your manual chair, I wouldn't recommend getting a folding chair, just because you're gonna find it really difficult to push yourself around. But they are on the cheaper end of the spectrum, starting at $200. Yeah, and so when we get to like the more rigid frame chairs that would be easier to commute with, those chairs start from $2,000 up, and they go on and on and on. I saw one for $2,000, I saw one for $3,000, and I saw one for $4,000. So that's typically how much manual chairs cost. This back here is my power chair. So this is a Promobile. Oh my goodness, this is a Promobile. I love it. I love my Promobile. And I believe the last time I checked, it goes anywhere from like $2,000 to like $6,000. It's a pretty expensive power chair. Most power chairs range anywhere from like $1,000 to like $6-7 grand. I have yet to see one that's like 10 grand, but I'm sure that they're out there, these eyes. And that's why I love my Promobiles, because it allows me to be as independent as I possibly can with the mechanics that it has. So it's a little bit expensive, but honestly, it's so worth it. I love my Promobile. I probably will only use Promobiles. This is a heating pad. So I sleep with this thing every night. This usually lasts me like 6 months, like maybe 3, maybe 6 months if you're lucky. I've seen these on Amazon for $19. This one was $35, and these typically go up to about $50. And if you imagine like having to like buy new ones, because I literally sleep with this thing every night, it's pretty much the only thing that helps with pain. I am on medication, but the heating pad definitely works. But if you're having to buy one every year, or at least like 2 or 3 times a year, that can add up. Hi, we're gonna talk about medication. So this is as much medication as I'm taking for a week. This should last me a week. And we're going to talk about how much all this stuff costs. I have sheets of how much all my medication would cost for a year. As you can see, there's a lot of them here. You can make a small binder with all of these. You know, I'm just gonna, yeah. There's like so many pages here. I didn't go through all of them. I just went through some of them. And I actually just added a page of this, and I calculated every single number on here. I think the most that I pay for medication would be for gabapentin, and that is $14. And then the least I saw on here was for $1. And then there's one fee on here. I think that was to see a pharmacist, and that was $25 for the session, I guess. And collectively, I'm gonna put it up here, but collectively that came up to around 2,000. I think it was around, or sorry, not 2,000, $219 and some odd cents. I will put the direct amount right here where my wheelchair is. Yeah, and that's how much medication costs. So all in all, like, being disabled is actually super expensive. It's actually more expensive than it is for an able-bodied person, and that is because we need a lot of equipment and care and resources in order just to like function in our everyday lives. I just wanted to quickly end this video with talking about how I afford my stuff, because I don't pay for anything out of pocket. So I live in Canada, I live in Ontario,
that
and
also,
in Ontario,
just because you're on ODSP doesn't mean that you're getting a lot of money. Like, I honestly don't get a lot of money, and I'm not just saying that to be like, for me, like, I'm literally saying that because it's the honest truth. ODSP doesn't pay you a lot to be on the program.
And it's not like, I think people
like
get
the bare
confused with
minimum.
ODSP because it's a disabled fund. It doesn't fund you for being disabled, it funds you for not working. So if you get injured on a job and you can't work, they would put you on ODSP. The reality is there is no service that I know of that fully funds people purely for being disabled, which personally I think is kind of fucked up, but that's neither here nor there. And then I also, like, there are other resources that you can tap into, like spinal cord injury, Easter seals, and those are the ones that I know off the top of my head. But they fund like power chairs and wheelchairs. My manual chair's off screen, but my power chair's back there, as you can see it. And those fund equipment to be like mobility aids if you need like a shower bench, if you need stuff like that. What I've grown to realize is my dad always told me that everything costs his money, and he was not lying, because I have a shower bench in my bathroom, and also I have a couple of handlebars in my bathroom, and I thought I was getting those like free or discounted, or that ODSP was going to take care of them, which they do and they will, but you actively have to like give them the like you have to have some sort of like doctor's note or like whatever for them to cover it. Otherwise you will get pinned for it, and like whoever installed those things, rentals as they call them, like that will be your job to like fund for those. So yeah, the way I got my wheel, oh, and then there's the ADP program, and that's how I got my manual chair. So I got my manual chair through ADP. I got my scooter, which is back there, and my wheelchair through ADP, which is a manual device program here in Ontario. I got my manual chair, sorry, there's so many chairs. My manual chair through Spinal Cord Injury, which is a non-for-profit organization, and the way I pay for my meds, because I am not going to be paying $200 for my medication, otherwise I would not be taking them. I get those through ODSP. So that's how I pay for my life and my disability. How do you pay for your life and your disability? Are there any programs in your city or your town or your part of the world that does things differently? Let us know. I would love to know. I would love to share resources with you and have you guys share resources with each other. Cool. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!